Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Giga Weekly Show.
That's right.
We are broadcasting to you from beautiful Cosmic Comics.
That's right. Yes, our sponsor every week.
Every week, our sponsor.
Right.
I don't know if you can see past me.
Right.
But we have there's a lot of nice, great, fantastic stuff here for you to buy. So please come on down.
There is, yeah.
Give us a visit and buy stuff.
Right. Novelties.
It's not hard.
Comics, graphic novels, toys,
yes.
statues, games.
With Christmas coming up.
Back issues.
Yeah, with Christmas coming up, this is the best place to shop for people in your life. So, someone you love likes The Mandalorian. They have Mandalorian
We have
stuff.
Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah, they got Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff. They got comic stuff, of course.
Right.
Movie stuff.
Right.
Memorabilia, mostly, but
back issues all the way back to the 40s and I think some 30s.
There's like a bunch of stuff right here that I'm looking at, all from like the 40s and 50s and whatnot. So come on down to Cosmic Comics.
Right. And we are... Sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, and we are social distancing again. That's why we have our 3 cameras set up.
Because keeping our distance. We're responsible.
Right.
Or at least we're trying.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I mean, about as responsible as I can be.
Right.
On a regular day.
All right. So how's everybody doing?
Everybody's doing great.
Tony?
I'm going to speak for everybody and say everyone's doing
You're just going to speak for everybody? How are you doing out there? Let us know in the comments if you're watching and listening.
I speak for the trees.
You speak for what?
I speak for the trees.
The trees?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was there when there was a bloody coup against the Lorax, and
right.
Yeah, well, the trees have a new representative.
Nice.
Yeah.
You, Tony.
Yeah. You guys want to get into some news?
Let's do it. News.
We'll start off with some news. Let's start off with some sad news. Let's get the sad news out of the way. There's 2 sad newses.
Right.
Sad newses are the worst.
Yeah.
The first of 2 sad newses is that Laverne and Shirley star David L. Lander has died. Unfortunately,
I don't think he was that old either. Right?
He was 73.
Yeah, same age as my guy.
A lot of people might know him as Squiggy on the Laverne and Shirley show, which was I believe it was for like a Happy Days spinoff.
Yeah, it was.
It was a Happy Days spinoff. Yeah. He was on the show from 1976 to 1983, and he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1984, which he kept secret for 15 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Until he decided to break his silence to talk about it, to raise awareness and about it.
Always a good thing.
Always a good thing.
Raise awareness, not that he passed away.
Yeah, so. No, of course. He's had a few voice acting roles, and he's had a few like minor roles, but I think people mostly know him as Squiggy.
Right.
From Laverne and Shirley. He is survived by his wife Kathy and his daughter Natalie, and sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, and also
give us the other.
Hugh Keys-Byrne passed away on December 1st at also age 73. The name is probably not familiar to many American audiences.
Mm-hmm.
However, he did famously play Immortan Joe in Fury Road, and he was also Toe Cutter in the original Mad Max, which 12-year-old me, that movie scared the crap out of. That was the first time a villain in a movie seemed like a real person who was not a good person.
Yeah.
However, as it turns out, Hugh was actually a very good person. He had in the real world, he had a very long list of credits in TV and film, mostly in Australia, though, including roles in the sci-fi classic Farscape. And some kind words by filmmaker Brian Trenchard Smith said of Hugh Keys-Byrne, the innate sense of humor that he brought not only to my film, but every production he worked on. Hugh had a generous heart, offering a helping hand to people in need or a place to stay to a homeless teenager. He cared about social justice and preserving the environment long before these issues had become fashionable. His life was governed by his sense of oneness of humanity. We will miss his example and his friendship. That's a quote. And, I guess he's a good guy.
Hey, cheers. Cheers to those guys.
Yeah.
Cheers to those guys.
Rest in peace, guys.
Rest in peace.
All right.
Okay. Ooh.
Tony, you got
heavy. No more heavy newses.
Huh?
You got a news bit for us?
Right,
pick us up.
Got 2 news bits.
All right.
First one is IDW has the license to make Godzilla comics again, and they're gonna make children's comics.
Right.
I'm I'm still gonna get, just because I'm getting the
Little Golden Books, right?
Yeah. Well, it's the Little Golden Book, Godzilla and Kong, friends fight, but they always make up. I think that's the title.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll probably buy it. Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I laugh, but who am I?
Yeah, but it's gonna be the American guy.
Right.
And,
yeah, that's true.
And 4 seconds of Godzilla vs. Kong was revealed in Comic-Con Experience, which is an online one.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought the trailer would be here today, but nope, just That was 4 seconds.
That's it, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Holy crap. So Godzilla news, and I guess that Toho announcement was today, but we had apparently our own Daikaiju Tony had an inside track because he told me about it Friday.
He's the guy to talk to.
He's got his own sources. Yeah, he's the guy to talk to. All right,
What's that? You want to know about giant monsters? I got a guy.
I got a guy.
I got a Daikaiju Tony.
Daikaiju Tony.
Don't worry about Daikaiju Tony.
Shout out to D-Man 1954.
There you go. Yeah,
anyone here seen Sleepaway Camp besides me?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Classic. Bad
anyone else
way.
loves Sleepaway Camp as much as I did?
It's terrible in its own way, but that ending,
it's
though.
bad.
Wow.
I know about the making
Can
of the
I tell you
ending.
Right.
Can I tell you about the ending? The ending is freaky.
I
saw it when I was young, and the movie didn't freak me out. The movie was campy up
Right,
until
yeah,
the
it's
end,
not good.
and the end
It's
is
creepy.
where it was creepy, and that was because of the special effects. I don't want to ruin it.
The special effects.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
very special effects.
The spoiler, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it. I think you should at
You
the
haven't
very
seen
least
it,
go
it's-
online and see if you can try to find it. I
Right,
think it's
right.
streaming now on Tubi.
I was
You go
going to
on
say, it
Tubi,
was
yeah.
free on YouTube for a long time. Like, it's
Mm.
one of those that's not hard to find.
Yeah. So
Right.
Bloody Disgusting was speaking with Felicia Rose, who plays the main character.
Right, right.
And she talked about the possibility of a reboot.
Wow.
When asked, she said, "I will say this because there's been so much looming around the Sleepaway Camp universe for so long. By the way, this movie has a bunch of sequels and they're all bad.
Right, yeah.
and not fun
And
bad.
one of them stars Bruce Springsteen's sister, I believe. Did you know that? Yeah. Right. Crazy, right?
Let's see. Will they remake it? Will there be another sequel? I know that something is in the works. I don't know exactly, I don't even really know exactly how it will be, but I can tell you that definitely, like we just had our 37th anniversary, I would love to say, mark my words, by 40th, something will be out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
But I do have it here. You can stream it on Peacock if you have Peacock, Amazon Prime, and Tubi. Do it on Tubi. Tubi's free.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
All
it's the last minute that's
right. Yeah.
it's free.
It's the last minute that brings the whole movie
freaky.
together, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cyberpunk 2077 finally releases this week on December 10th, and it looks to be epic.
You're incredible.
Now you're right. You're breathtaking.
You're
right?
breathtaking.
Now, will it be good? I don't know, but it'll definitely be epic. Cyberpunk 2077 looks to do things unlike any other video game before it. Territory usually left for Hideo Kojima. There is presumably so much to do that a playtester has reportedly played for over 200 hours and has not beaten the main quest.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Which that could be taken as a good or a bad thing, I guess. Also, one of CD Projekt Red's lead designers says that it's possible to beat the main quest far earlier than completing the game. I'm unsure what that means because, a lot of games you can actually do that. Yeah, and have a lot of side quests.
That sounds like you can beat it, but Mike's an
Right.
idiot.
Right. Right.
You know?
Well, it wasn't. That comment was not in response to the playtester.
That would have been funny though, right? Like, no, you can beat it, but
Yeah, but the way the designer was talking about it, the idea was you can complete the main quest in side quests or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna play it. But,
Me too.
Will it be good? I don't know.
CD
Better
Projekt
be
Red,
good.
also known for The Witcher.
Oh, yeah. Amazing video game, honestly.
And they kept pushing back, right? Didn't they push it back a few times?
Oh yeah,
Cyberpunk.
many times, many times. Yeah. Leading into my last story, did you guys have any more before I drive on? Or
No.
No.
All right. Leading into my last story, this last week, Rockstar's Red Dead Online completely and critically nerfed their gold bar grinding system, which has pretty much killed early game economy and has upset many regular players and has created the potential for predatory pay to play practices, which EA was horribly accused for, and now Rockstar looks like they're trying their hand in it. While their official announcement says that gold bar grinding rewards have been scaled back by half, the reality is much, much more than that. The way the math breaks with a daily streak that can no longer be maintained for more than 28 days, and to give you an example how that works, a previous daily grind average, not max, which means not doing everything you can do. The average was a player could net around 35 gold bars for a 28-day stretch, the first 28 days. And then if they kept the streak going, they could average approximately 100 gold bars for every subsequent 28-day stretch. Under the new system, a player can only max, and that's doing every task every day. 11.2 gold bars in a 28-day period. And then it resets to start all over again. So you're talking like less than a tenth, or about a tenth of what they used to dole out. And now that's to do every task, you're talking about a couple hours every day or more to do every task, and that's not realistic for most people.
Certainly not for me.
It's a pretty heavy, it's a pretty heavy blow considering that gold bar items in the game can cost anywhere from 1 to 50 gold bars, the average being 5 to 10 on most items. It seems to me Rockstar is attempting to punish players who are able to clock in many hours a day and hoard their gold, which is apparent on many streamers' screens.
Mm-hmm.
You can see they have like hundreds and hundreds of gold bars, while making it nearly worthless for an average gamer to bother with daily missions anyway. Now, could or should something have changed? Yeah, probably. It was pretty easy to rack up a lot of gold bars, but this seems like overkill. But you know what? It's just in time for Cyberpunk 2077 anyway, so now's a good time to abandon Red Dead Online.
So if you're mad enough to leave Red Dead, go ahead
now's
and go
the
play
time.
Cyberpunk 2077.
They sure made it easy, right?
You guys, Keanu didn't nerf any gold.
That's true. Keanu did not nerf any gold. Anyway.
Although, but this point forward, though, if anything does go wrong with Cyberpunk 2077, I will blame Keanu. He shouldn't have made himself the face.
That's right. Yeah, right.
Wait till Metric 4 comes out.
Right. All right, guys, let's get into it. The topic of this show is, why didn't this get made?
Well, yeah, why not?
Why not?
I mean, probably from our last episode, if you can tell, we're pretty big movie buffs.
Right.
I would say.
True.
Maybe buffs is a generous word, but we're definitely fans, aficionados, if you will.
Right.
For every good movie that gets made, there's movies.
Right. Tony, do you want to lead us off?
All right, I'd like to start with the third Tim Burton Batman movie.
Nice.
Okay, so it went as Batman Returns,
right.
And then in between, Tim Burton was supposed to make the third movie instead of Joel Schumacher, but because of how violent Batman Returns was and how they couldn't sell McDonald's toys,
right? Yeah. It was definitely
Joel Schumacher ended up directing Batman Forever, which is, in comparison to the other two movies, is
the best one ever.
Right. Well, I think Val Kilmer was actually he was a really good Batman.
It's a fun movie.
Right.
It's just really light in comparison to the last two.
Right.
And what was supposed to be in this third Batman movie was Marlon Wayne was supposed to be Robin.
Right. Wait, hold on. You said Marlon Wayans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wayans
one, yeah,
brother?
he was supposed to play Robin, yeah. There's that on the slideshow I'm showing right now, there's actually a mock-up poster of that with Marlon Wayans
and Billy D. Williams was supposed to be Two-Face.
And Robin Williams was supposed to be the Riddler.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if this was proposed for the third Tim Burton Batman movie or if this was meant for Batman Triumphant, which was supposed to be the third Joel
This
Schumacher
is supposed
movie.
to be an image of the suit right now, which actually looks a lot better than the Returns the Returns suit.
Oh, you're using an image of
the suit. It's supposed to be the suit from the third Tim Burton Batman movie.
Oh no, I was gonna refer to the Batmobile because I don't know if it was meant for the third Burton movie or the third Schumacher movie, but basically H.R. Geiger, the designer of the Xenomorph, he was supposed to design the Batmobile.
It would have looked like a giant penis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was very fixated on sexual imagery.
Isn't that what the Batmobile is already?
He was very fixated on sexual imagery.
Yeah. Right. So, who wants to go next?
All right. Cool. Very cool. All right. I can go next. That's fine. All right.
I have one more movie, but I'll let you.
Yeah,
we'll all take turns.
We'll come back to it. All right. So, we do want to stay away from some of the obvious ones. Fantastic Four, Roger Corman. There's a whole documentary on that.
But that got made, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, it did get made. It just wasn't released. Dune by Alejandro Jodorowsky. That, of course, there's a whole documentary on that. We don't want to talk about those. The one I want to talk about, though, and it's more speculative, is the original Star Trek pilot. Unless you're really a hardcore fan of Star Trek, there's a pilot that has a different captain. It actually has a female first officer. Very revolutionary for 1964-ish, 65-ish American television, which is actually one of the things that NBC was like, nope, no. Which
a lady in charge? No, thank you.
Right. Which, oddly enough, Gene Roddenberry himself said what really struck him was that a lot of females in the test groups said, who does she think she is?
Wow.
Right.
Really?
Spock wasn't intended to be an emotionless guy yet. He was just supposed to be an alien and to remind the viewer that aliens are working among humans in space.
Space elf.
Was still played by Leonard Nimoy?
It was still played by Leonard Nimoy, right. As you can see the slideshow right now, Star Trek and the Star Trek pilot especially owes a lot to Forbidden Planet. As you can see by the set designs, the color palette, I mean, it's pretty dang close.
Yeah.
The Star Trek pilot was definitely more cerebral, and why NBC passed on it was because of that fact. It wasn't, I mean, there was a lot of little things, like they didn't like the idea of a female being in charge.
Well, apparently neither did females.
Right. Apparently the test audience, females didn't either.
Listen, can I just say,
right.
I imagine like Gene Roddenberry's like, ooh, I'm gonna write a female lady in charge, and the ladies at home are gonna love it,
right?
And it's gonna be this great thing, and then all of a sudden, like, who does she think she is? Like,
right.
Oh man,
the plan for the show was to be a lot more cerebral show, was to be, which The Cage, which is the original pilot, is a lot more thoughtful, less actiony, more science fiction show. Now, that's not to say, who's to say what it would have turned out at if NBC bought that, but they didn't. But there were things about it they absolutely loved. It made them feel like they were flying in space. They loved that, which is why they ended up ordering a second pilot, which is, of course, when Shatner stepped in. It's not that Roddenberry necessarily replaced Jeffrey Hunter, but Jeffrey Hunter, apparently under advice from his wife, said, yeah, don't get stuck with the show. You want to do movies, do movies. And so he passed on the second pilot, and then allowed William Shatner to step in. And then, of course...
They divorced 3 years later.
Right, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Unfortunately, he did pass away in the early 70s, I think, quite young. But anyway, that's the story of that. It's not a lot, but it would have been it presumably would have been a lot more intellectual show, a lot less action. NBC definitely wanted to push the action. And to be fair, and Roddenberry even said himself, to be fair, it made sense at the time. The Twilight Zone was pretty much winding way down by that point. Westerns were all the rage in mid-60s television, which, they kind of do very much heavy in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. They're all shooting Westerns all the time. So, it makes sense. His show came out of nowhere. And to be honest, it was always, a lot of people don't realize, especially younger people, Star Trek did not do well in ratings. It struggled for every season it was on. Yeah. It wasn't until later in reruns is when it became this wildly popular thing. People were watching reruns of Star Trek instead of other things.
Yeah.
And that's when it really, really, really began to take hold in public consciousness. So.
That first episode, I forgot what we watched. I think you can watch it on Netflix, because I know TOS is on Netflix.
Right.
Yeah, probably. You can watch the very first pilot on there. And then, of course, the clips are cut up for...
there's the Cage and the Menagerie.
For the Menagerie.
Which is a two-part. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. It is really good. So, all right, and that's all I got for Star Trek. What you got?
So my two are comic book ones. The first one being, and I don't know how many people have heard of this character, but it's a DC character created by Joe Kubert called Sgt Rock.
Yes.
About a soldier in World War II fought Nazis.
Yeah, he did.
He fought
comic
Nazis.
book, DC comic book.
DC comic book, yeah. Originally, Sgt Rock, I mean, it was originally penned to be a movie in the 80s, obviously, right? Of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger was chosen to play Sgt Rock.
Directed by John McTiernan, Predator, and Die Hard director.
Yeah. Produced by Joel Silver.
Right. Written by, I can't remember his name now.
David Webb, Steven
He
D'Souza.
Also wrote Die Hard, yeah.
Steven D'Souza wrote Die Hard, Commando, Judge Dredd, Hudson Hawk.
Right.
And, of course, the classic Street Fighter.
Right. Oh my God! Okay, by Judge Dredd, you mean the Stallone?
The Stallone one.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that now.
I still kind of partially stand by that movie. It's not that bad.
No, it really isn't.
I like the Street Fighter movie for what it is.
So that one's hilarious. I love it.
Raul Julia was
entertaining. Yeah,
Raul Julia.
He was. To me, it was a
Tuesday. Yeah. For you, it was the day Bison entered your village. Yeah. For me, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on Sgt Rock? I know there's only one piece of memorabilia that exists.
I know that they. I don't think I have that here. You might want to tell me what that is.
I do.
But
okay.
I know that they They had written in the script why
Right.
Sergeant Rock all of a sudden had somewhat of a German accent.
German accent, right?
His father was supposed to be German American.
Right.
And then they were slated to start shooting in Yugoslavia. I think one of the places they picked to shoot was Yugoslavia.
Yes.
And Arnold was not pleased.
Right. He wanted
to be shot in America, and when they couldn't
US
do it,
of A.
he said no, thank you. After a while, it's just been in limbo after that. Bruce Willis was reportedly in consideration for the role in the early 2000s. It was given to Guy Ritchie, who was doing Sherlock Holmes, the Sherlock Holmes movie. Yeah, and then it's given to Bryan Singer, and then Bryan Singer fell into a little bit of hot water. Yeah. So
wait, early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
So this is like around the time of Daredevil, Fireman. So this is when superhero movies or comic movies were mixed. They were either really, really great or they were
really, really not great.
I think that's the thing, though. I mean, Sergeant Rock is a comic book movie, but ultimately it's a story about World War II. Right? Like it's not Sergeant Rock and the Howling Commandos or anything. Or it was just Sergeant Rock and Easy Company fighting Nazis. So I think it would have fallen more under the World War II.
Right, and you can't give it the Captain America treatment, where it's a World War II movie with Captain America, but it's not really about World War II. It just takes place during World War II.
Yeah.
Because they weren't really dealing with the things that World War II was going on with World War II.
You know what? I think they could make it work if they gave it more of like the Hellboy Nazis.
Yeah.
Like the Fuel Society type.
Yeah.
That's who Sergeant Rock has to fight, you know what I mean? Like
the Captain America treatment.
Nazis who know magic and whatnot.
Deep Science Division.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only piece of memorabilia which was given out at an old Comic-Con back before it was this mass of people was a button with Schwarzenegger's likeness, which is on the screen right now. That's it. That's all that there was.
I want one now.
I guess they were that close to shooting.
It was very close to being made, yeah.
And Arnold's like, no, it's got to be in America. Got to be in the US of A. So,
so now the only thing we've got close to a Sergeant Rock type movie is a DC showcase with Carl Urban, which I love Carl Urban.
I do, yeah.
I think Carl Urban could be Sergeant Rock in a live action movie. So, yeah, that's mine, Sergeant Rock.
Ooh.
Hey, it was the best part about that Batman plush movie.
Yeah. All right. Tony, what you got?
Oh, okay. Superman Lives.
Yeah.
It's where Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. I think Kevin Smith wrote, Tim Burton directed, and
I think Kevin Smith wrote the first script, right? And then Tim Burton, they changed up a bunch of things.
And I'm fine with Nicolas Cage being Superman because, like, you look at Michael Keaton and you wouldn't think he'd be Batman.
Right.
Ended up nailing it. And Superman was supposed to have multiple costumes. One of them would be, like, all neon and Christmas lights, and Brainiac would have been a giant spider.
Right, which was what was left over from Kevin Smith's script.
So
let's take a little video of that suit right now.
So there's a whole story that Kevin Smith does tell. I think in one of his evenings with Kevin Smith, he tells the story a lot. So you might find it somewhere on YouTube. But he talks about writing the first movie and meeting with the producer. Which is a great story.
It is a great story. John Peters, who was actually still the producer for this version too.
By the way, he looks
and you can't
so weird in that Superman suit. I can't.
Which one? Are you showing the footage of the?
They're like in a hotel room and he's stretching his arms out. Yeah, apparently that suit was like metal flake or something blue. It was like a sparkly blue, like a glittery blue, I guess. Which Nick Cage. Which it's kind of a neat idea, but I don't know how it'd look on camera. Where he says it's kind of like it's supposed to be like the wonderment of a child, like it's full of stars kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So, but.
It's made out of the dreams of children.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Supposedly it would have a appearance or a cameo of Michael Keaton's version of Batman.
Oh, really?
At one point,
we get the Batman Superman movie we deserve.
Yeah, world's finest.
And I think it didn't go through because of studio interference.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I think that the project eventually turned into Superman Flyby, which is Superman Flyby, it's basically J.J. Abrams' version of Superman.
Yikes.
And
you know how I feel about that guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And from what I know about it, it's basically Man of Steel, except Krypton is still intact. Superman was sent to Earth because of a war that was happening to Krypton.
Yeah.
And there's this villain who it's General Zod, but he has a different name, and the same goes to Eartha and Nun. Like, it's those characters, but they have completely different names, and they're supposed to be different characters.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I think it eventually became Superman Returns.
Yeah, and wasn't I was gonna say it eventually became Superman Returns, and Kevin Spacey was supposed to play Lex Luthor even in this version, apparently, right?
The space,
Isn't that right?
Space was supposed to be.
Yeah, Spacey. Yeah. Well, he's I don't know what's
well, I
going
mean,
on
didn't he play?
now.
He played Luthor in the.
He did end up playing
yeah.
Lex Luthor, but I guess he was slated to play it for the Nick Cage version as well. That's kind of crazy.
Has say real quick.
Yep.
If I had Jeff Bezos money,
right. I would make that happen.
I would pay Michael Keaton and
right.
Excuse me. I would pay Michael Keaton and why
Nick
Cage? I'm sorry. Ugh, I'm terrible at that. I would pay money to Nick Cage and Michael Keaton to reenact the one part from Batman versus Superman where he talks about Martha.
Oh, that would be great.
I want them in full costume, full fight scene, and then
right.
the whole Martha scene with them.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, apparently...
Martha?
Oh, wait.
Martha?
I'm not 100% right on this, but apparently Doomsday was either supposed to appear in Superman Lives or Superman Flyby. And I think I saw a concept art of Doomsday, and if you thought Doomsday looked weird in Batman vs. Superman, like, yeah, he has spikes in him, but he's like, skinny-ish. I'm
really?
Like, what the hell am I looking at?
Weird.
Yeah.
All right, is that it for that one, or?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. All right, next up, I don't have any. It's hard to find information on some of these movies. I mean, Batman vs Superman. Thankfully, there's this wonderful video we've been showing. So I mean, there's a lot of good behind the scenes, and Clark Kent just looks bizarre. He looks nothing like any version of Clark Kent I've seen. But some of the other things, and one of my favorites, I think, but I could find almost nothing on it. But I mean, I think the name and the person attached to it really speaks to what this movie could have been, and that's David Cronenberg's Frankenstein.
Oh my god.
Right?
That sounds like the greatest thing ever.
Now, I know
I would have loved to have seen Cronenberg's Frankenstein.
I guess when he initially showed interest, it was released to the press, and immediately was like, what happened to Mary Shelley's name? And then David Cronenberg came back and he goes, oh no, it's not about that. It's just my work, my movie would be a reimagining of that book, but I would still keep her themes. I would still keep the monster, a thoughtful, intelligent, sensitive individual, but I would just do anything else different, basically. But it's David Cronenberg. I mean, the king of body horror. I mean, wow.
The Fly is like one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Yeah, that's great.
I remember being a kid and watching The Fly and just being like,
what the hell is going on?
Like I couldn't look away, but it was grotesque.
Right.
It was so good though. Of course, Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, right.
Were they dating at the time?
I think they were together for a few years after that too, as well.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Right. Yeah, right.
Who wouldn't?
It's Jeff Goldblum. I'd date him.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
I'd date him right now.
I mean, like, there it is.
He looks a lot like the Apartments.com guy.
Oh, really?
No, he is the Apartments.com guy. I'm just kidding.
Got me.
He does commercials for like Apartments.com, and I remember watching that and with someone and saying like, oh, did you? Oh, he looks like Jeff Goldblum, doesn't he? And my girlfriend's like, that is Jeff Goldblum, and I'm like, is it though? Is it? I mean, come on. I don't know. It doesn't look like Jeff Goldblum.
Right. Did you have another one? Or?
I did. I have one more. Actually, I have two more. The one is the last one's kind of a weird one, but I'm staying in comic books again. One of my favorite directors, Robert Rodriguez, in 2008 had announced that he was working on a Red Sonja reboot.
Interesting.
With Rose McGowan. It was slated to come out in 2009. No, I'm not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know how that would have gone, honestly. Right. But I do like the idea of Robert Rodriguez directing a bloody barbarian. I mean,
he's really hit and miss.
Well, I mean,
some of his things are really
just like
good.
Think of like Machete and Machete Kills.
Right. Well, yeah, those are amazing.
Type of I would love to see a Red Sonja type.
Right. Yeah.
Like
okay.
that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It's been over a decade before that. It was trying to get off the ground to do a reboot, and then he announced it at a Comic-Con, at San Diego Comic-Con actually. And Rose McGowan ended up pulling out because
they broke up
because of an injury.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, she had lost mobility. She had lost the mobility and strength in her right arm. So, but I mean, it could have also been.
Right.
There were a lot of posters that were given out to people in Comic-Con. So if you have a Red Sonja poster, a Robert Rodriguez Red Sonja poster, it is worth quite a bit now. So there's that little bit of memorabilia. It was going to be directed by Simon West, who had directed Con Air, Expendables 2, and most notably his greatest work of all, which is the Rick Astley "Never Gonna Give You Up" music video.
Wait, what? Wait. The same director of that
was going to direct.
I was living in Europe at the time when that song came out. That song was huge, like huge in Europe, huge.
This was after Rodriguez left. They had put him on there.
Right.
A lot of people were. It's been in limbo since then. There's been a few people who have rewritten the script. Actually,
always a good sign.
Let me just point something out. I made a mistake. I mixed up my notes. So Bryan Singer was not on Sgt. Rock. Bryan Singer was on Red Sonja, and then he got into the bit of hot. Well, I say a bit of hot water. I really don't want to talk about it, but. Yeah. He got in trouble. Of course, he got taken off of it, and it's just sort of been in limbo since. The Hollywood Reporter has stated that Jill Soloway had been hired to write and direct the movie, and that's been in 2019, June of 2019.
Right,
that was the last time they talked about it. So, I mean, it could still be made, but I mean, is it gonna be as good as Robert Rodriguez or Simon West? I don't know.
Right. Before we get into our last one, because I know I want to talk about it too, I got a couple quick ones.
I think I have one quick one.
Oh,
I think your quick one was on my list, by the way.
It was, but that's okay.
Because I think you might have the same thing in mind as I do, so yeah, you can go first.
Oh, okay. Well, I have, just real quick, a lot of people don't realize, I didn't know until the other day, apparently Blade Runner, right? The name belonged to another script, that they had to buy the rights to that script to take the name and put it on Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is what became Blade Runner.
Why didn't they just call it Do Androids Dream of
Electric Sheep? Bizarre.
It doesn't sound as cool.
Yeah, right. Here's another weird one. 7-2. Like the movie 7 with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. Yeah, I guess. 7 Part 2, I guess. But check this out. William Somerset, Morgan Freeman's downtrodden, world-weary detective, now has psychic powers.
What?
I kid you not.
Oh my god!
I'm glad that one never got made.
And he solves mysteries with the ghost of Brad Pitt's character's dead wife.
Right? With Gwyneth Paltrow's ghost,
who's just ahead. It's just the ghost that just
she just floats around. There's also, and this one actually got made.
Look in the trunk, buy goop.
This one got made, but was famously shelved by the director. And when I say it, you might have heard about it, which is The Day the Clown Cried by Jerry Lewis. He directed it himself.
Yeah,
and
I do remember.
And apparently when he saw the finished product, once he finished hobbling everything together, it wasn't funny. Like, it was supposed to be funny, and he's just like, this ain't funny.
I remember reading about it, and I read the synopsis of the script, and I'm just like, this is sad.
Yeah, right.
Sad movie this is.
Right, and I guess it's in the Library of Congress now, so you should be able to find it at different locations, like archive.org or something, or you will soon.
Just a quick rundown, if I remember correctly. He played a guy who was a clown who got put in a concentration camp.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
It's similar to the Robert Bertolini or Berlini. I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Bellini. Roberto Bellini. Yeah. And then he gets, I think at the end, he gets gassed with a bunch of the children. He does like clown stuff so that they're not scared.
Right.
It's really bleak and really sad.
Which was the same problem with Roberto Bellini's version, I guess, was that it was supposed to be taken a different way, and it's just like, this is really grim. And I guess it just didn't have the impact any of them were hoping for.
Yeah.
So what's your quick one, or did I hit it already? Hopefully not.
Gamera 2015.
What? Did I not have? Do I remember this one?
In Comic-Con, there was a concept trailer for Gamera, and it was like the greatest friggin' thing ever.
Right.
That trailer alone, it blew my mind more than Godzilla 2014 did.
Right.
And when I heard it was just a concept trailer, I'm like, okay, they'll get to it anytime.
Kind of like the Ultraman concept trailer, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came of it.
Nothing ever came of it.
Right.
Like, it looked like freaking a combination of the Heisei trilogy, Gamera the Brave, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. But
what happened? Why didn't it get made?
No one knows.
No one knows.
Mainly because Toei doesn't want to do anything.
Well, there was a Goon concept trailer with the voice actors and everything, and that never. I actually gave to the Kickstarter, and it just never.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Actually,
I guess they're still trying to shop it around too.
I mean, not Toei.
David Fincher.
Dai.
For
the
Gamera?
latest thing they've done with Gamera is put them in a mobile game.
Oh boy.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the last one we have?
The last you had. I remember we
This
talked
is amazing.
About this
Yeah, we
before.
crossed
had
this
on the
one.
list, and that is Sylvester Stallone's version of Edgar Allan Poe's biopic called Poe.
Right. Which is a weird concept to think about, but I think when he talked about it, I'm like, no, that makes a lot of sense. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So before you're like, oh my God, that would have been great.
Right.
He was not going to play Edgar Allan.
Right.
He wanted to. Yeah, I know. I was like, what? Nevermore. Oh my gosh, I would kill to see that movie.
Right. Yeah.
too.
Right.
He was just going. He just wants to direct it.
Yeah. Write and direct. Yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted to write and direct it. He did say it's a story of every young man or woman who sees themselves as a bit outside the box or has been ostracized during their life as an oddball or too eccentric. It didn't work for him either.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, you can tell this is like a passion project.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's
and
not
he
like,
gets it.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen him play again.
Because Stallone, he's like foremost, he's more of an artist than an actor.
Right.
Yeah. He had written it for Robert Downey Jr.
Yes, that's right.
He wrote.
Right.
He wrote.
Yeah.
He had Robert Downey Jr. in mind when the script.
When he wrote the script.
Yep.
So I mean, it sounds funny on the surface, but actually, it probably would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, it could. I would have loved it if it was him playing Edgar Allan Poe, but
that would have been more entertaining in a way, but not necessarily good.
Yeah.
That would have been Star Wars Holiday Special entertaining.
That's true. I'd probably watch it every Christmas.
And I don't mean the Lego version, kids. I mean the real Star
kids,
Wars Holiday Special that Disney will not ever make go away, ever. You hear me, Disney?
As hard as
you hear me, Disney? It's out there.
You
will never erase the original Star Wars Holiday Special.
No more Christmas, only Life Day.
Only Life Day. Yeah, right.
And Chewbacca's son.
Itchy, Scratchy, and Lumpy or something
Itchy,
like
Scratchy, and Lumpy.
His wife, his dad, who's way into virtual porn, apparently. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Itchy, Scratchy, and Lumpy were the names of my best friends in college.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So there's that. Sylvester Stallone's Poe.
Yeah, and of course, there's At the Mountains of Madness by Guillermo del Toro, which we may or may not
that
ever
would have been
get made.
amazing.
I still want to see that.
That would have been amazing.
Did you know before Justice League and Zack Snyder that up?
Is that the new word?
It is for me.
Snyder this up.
I don't think he's ever made a good movie except for possibly 300. And Dawn of the Dead was good when it came out. It didn't hold up as well. Justice League. Guess who was slated to direct that baby?
Brian.
No, somebody you would never think.
Are they doing?
But I kind of want to see, even though it'll never get.
Are they doing a new Justice League?
No. This was before Zack Snyder.
Oh,
wait, was this that Council Justice League project where Wonder Woman had pants?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Who?
George Miller.
Oh,
Fury Road. Holy crap. Well, he did, he did write Babe and direct Babe 2 and directed Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2.
Oh, people don't know that yet.
So besides Fury Road and Mad Max and Road Warrior, he's involved.
Director of Babe and Happy Feet did Mad Max Fury
Babe
Road.
2. He didn't direct Babe. He actually wrote Babe.
Oh my god.
But still.
Which a lot of people don't know is about a pig in the city.
Babe 2, Pig in the City,
Babe
right.
2, Pig in the City.
Cute kids movie, yeah.
I know. I wouldn't have
the
thought
first
that
movie's
either.
kind of traumatizing. There's like some really, really messed up moments in the first movie.
Which he did right. So.
Oh god.
And then of course the very famously failed film The Man Who Killed Don Quixote by Terry Gilliam, which at this point I don't think it'll ever get made, even though it's constantly, I swear every year there's something about, looks like he's going to get his movie made, and then you don't hear anything.
Well, that's the movie that Adam Driver, right, supposed to be in?
I think he was in the newer,
the
newer one. Originally it was Johnny Depp. Yeah,
so we need is more Johnny Depp movies. Just put him in everything.
Maybe it is in production. I don't know. Anyway, any final thoughts from you guys before we get out of here?
Sylvester Poe would have been great. Sylvester Stallone as well.
I think so. Yeah. I would have liked to see that.
I'll make this declaration.
There you go. Anything from you, Tommy? Good. Thinking.
Before, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
I feel like that. I'm fine with not with the new Gamera movie not really being a thing at all, just a concept art only.
Because you can't ruin that.
Yeah, plus
You can't ruin a concept
the
art.
Heisei era was Gamera at its peak, and I don't think it will ever get better than that.
And for those of you who don't know, we're going to go on a little tokusatsu rant here.
We should just have a tokusatsu
For those who don't know, there were
episode.
3 Gamera movies in the 90s. And those 3 movies, well, 2 of them, one of them for sure is better than any Godzilla movie. Or at least as good as the best Godzilla movies. Those movies are amazing, and that trilogy together is something special.
Yeah.
Something special. Anyway, that's it for that. Yep. We keep it short. One of these days we'll actually spend a whole tokusatsu episode and have no viewers whatsoever. But that's okay.
I'll share it to all my friends.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys. Anything else before we get out of here?
Carl Urban should play Sgt. Rock.
All right.
Any before we go? Does anyone have any recommendations for anything?
No, but I will say if you like the video, you like what you see, definitely give us a like. If you don't like what you see, give us a thumbs down. Because we like to know that stuff.
Yep.
And if you want to see any upcoming videos, please subscribe. Really, I mean that's really it for me. And be kind. It is the holidays, so be extra kind.
Yeah.
Humbug.
Also, yeah. Like listen, whatever problems you have, where we talk too much, we're too handsome, whatever it is that you dislike
let
about
us know in
us,
the comments. Yeah.
We're too smart. We're not smart enough. Just let us know.
Yeah, right. That Luis guy's a moron, and Adam's an idiot.
Well,
just let us know. Right. All right, guys. If that's it, good night. Good night. I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Right.
We'll see you out there, hopefully.
See you guys next week.
Happy holidays. See you in a week.
Ho, ho, ho.